All right, this lesson we'll talk about subtracting whole numbers. We're using basic arithmetic. All right, so when you subtract whole numbers, the answer is what we call the difference. And the number being subtracted is called the subtrahend. And the number you subtract from is called the minuend. So this one has three different names, where addition only had the add end and the sum. This one has subtrahend, minuend, and difference. So for an example, if you have 86 minus 34 equals 52, the 86 is the minuend, right? So that's the number you start with, the minuend. Then you're going to subtract 34, which is the subtrahend, from 86. And your answer, your result, is going to be the difference. Now, unlike addition, subtraction is not commutative, meaning you cannot switch the order. So for example, 5 minus 3 does not equal the same as 3 minus 5. 5 minus 3, you're going to get a difference of 2. 3 minus 5, you're going to get a difference of -2. These are not equal, two different answers. So you cannot change the order for subtraction like you can in addition. Now, subtraction is also not associative, meaning you can't change grouping in equations. So for example, 10 minus 5 minus 1, if you were to do the 10 and the 5 first, 10 minus 5 is 5, and then minus 1 is 4. If you change up the order in which you do that, and you do 5 minus 1, you're going to get 10 minus 4, and then 10 minus 4 is 6. These two are not the same answer because you changed up the grouping. So it's also not commutative like addition. Now, steps for subtracting whole numbers. You want to also line them up in columns. Make sure the units, the tens, the hundreds, and thousands are all lined up similar to addition. And then you're going to subtract each column starting from the right and move your way left. If the digit in the subtrahend is larger than the corresponding digit in the minuend, meaning the second number you're subtracting is larger than the first number that you're subtracting it from, you can borrow from the next column to the left. So for example, if you're going to subtract 78 from 136, so that's going to be 136 minus 78, because you're subtracting the 78 from the 136. So you're going to line this up. You're going to do 136, 78, and you're going to subtract. Now 6 minus 8, now this is the subtrahend, and this is the minuend. If the subtrahend is larger than the minuend, we're only looking at the units for right now, you can borrow from the next column. So we're going to borrow, this can become a 2, and we're going to bring a 1 over here and make this 16. So now we can do 16 minus 8. So 16 minus 8 is going to be 8. Then we got over here 2 minus 7. Well, 2 is smaller than 7, so we need to borrow again. So this becomes 0, and this becomes 12. So 12 minus 7 is 5. And now our difference is 58. And if you want to check your answer, you take 58, add it to 78, and you should get 136 using addition. Next, we'll talk about multiplication.